Hey guys, welcome to the Brothers of Legacy. I'm your host, A.D. Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us and being here. Let's do that for now. Um, so it looks weird today. That's not too bad, right? Because I am on my phone uh, and my computer at the same time. So I'm looking at my computer. My phone is right here. So it's gonna be a weird kind of show. Blessings, Lisa. The craziest part is, like I'm getting an echo of my voice. Like a few second, like a millisecond delay in my ear, so it makes it difficult sometimes talking. Right now, I'm cool because I don't have anybody else rocking with us, and it's I got it on mute, so I don't have to hear my voice back to me. But I appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. Hopefully, you can hear me well. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a one if you can hear me well. And let me know. I was like this close to like, boom, I'm canceling. But I was like, you know what? We're going to rock this thing. We're going to figure it out. For whatever reason, my computer is not connected to its camera at all. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of the Brothers of Legacy. Deborah in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Lisa says yes. Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate you guys for being here. I need you to share. I needed to create a serious share campaign. I feel like the Brothers is about to go to the next level with our broadcast and our connection. And I need you to share. I need you to text one man that you say, hey, these guys are talking some good stuff. You might get something out of it or even be a part of the Brothers. Um, yeah. So just I need you to share. I need you to put them on. Tell them to text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. I got a goal. I got a goal, and I'm trying to get there. I got a goal. I'm trying to impact more men by this broadcast and by the organization as well. I just need you to help us get there. I promise you, it's not just gonna be information. It's gonna be some implementation, some steps. Like we had the conversation yesterday, and if anybody has followed me personally throughout the years, um, purpose has always been my mantra. But there are some things that I've learned. Some things that I've learned about pursuing purpose and even uh, you know, I think I had something and it's not original, like turning your passion into a paycheck or you know, things of that nature. But there is something to be said about going after your purpose, pursuing your passion, and how everything, sorry, my friend, how everything is not, how everything should not be pursued the same way, right? And my number one thing, especially in this, get biblical, this dispensation of time, or this, this period of my life. Right. Sorry, phone. I, I get a lot of stuff going on, so forgive me. Every time you see this finger, that's mean I'm getting a notification. Um, so in this time, like how I'm looking at it differently, um, in terms of, hey, Mama McCoy, great morning to you. Let me see, I got my phone covering the comments a little bit, so let's move it here. I could hear my folks come in. Hopefully, this doesn't. See it fall? This is my bad leaning. Um, so it's all about the plan, right? It's really about the plan. It's really about the plan. Now, we always talk about was the paralysis by too much analysis. That you analyze so much you don't move. I'm gonna keep it 100. I have kind of been in that space. Like, I've just kind of came off that gear because I was kind of stuck, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this today. When you feel stuck, when you feel like life isn't really moving, time is moving, but you're not. You feel like you're in the same space, not really progressing. And I kind of want to get into that today. Kaneem won't be here today. I know. I'm sorry. My brother, like no other, Mr. Kaneem, would not be in today. He's out making moves, doing his thing. Not sure. Brian McCrory may be here. Pastor. And Thomas may make an appearance as well. He's had some meetings. Life is happening. Life is happening. And my budget can't support these brothers full time yet. But soon and very soon. Soon and very soon. Because, yeah. And it's crazy, right? I've had a plethora of ideas of what Brothers of Legacy is going to become, right? Still trying to reach more in a real life instead of just online. I've met a few challenges with that. But within my goal is, and I'm speaking it within the next month, I'm gonna be making some shifts, some changes with that, and really ramp that up. Because honestly, like, my goal, which really wasn't at first, but I was like, my growth goal is to stay connected to those that are connected to us, right? Like right now, for the most part, everyone that comes on this broadcast, we somewhat have a relationship. It's not deep, but it's like we have some kind of connection, have some kind of relationship. Like, I don't have a bunch of folks that are kind of following us that I don't know about them. So my goal is to have more of a closer connection, building a true community of people to create a better society, or to keep us from straying way far away from what makes us productive, if that makes sense. But yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Do like Jeff and Lisa. I'll put Lisa out there because she had every day. Mom McCory, BOL is my daily go-to. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So that's my goal as well. Like I said, right now we're not doing the Monday broadcast. I have to choose what keeps consistency in my family. So that's probably the best way to put it. So right now we're Tuesday through Friday. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in, sharing, hanging out. But what to do when you feel stuck? What to do when you feel stuck? All right, so just as a point of reference, just my top news. I don't have a lot because I was struggling with this computer this morning. As we can see, Mr. Trump has not been arrested yet. And for those that come on, don't. This is not the political debate whether he should be or shouldn't be. This is just, Kaneem says he's going. We're saying he's not. Not this. We're not. I'm not saying he shouldn't. Just a sitting ex-president. Yeah, no. Honestly, my conspiratorial feeling, real talk, is, because cases take so long for people to actually have to be in court and have to deal with this. My conspiratorial thought, because Donald Trump was already kind of, he had a TV show. He was just making moves, doing things like he didn't really want for anything. Honestly, I feel like all this was coming down And his lawyer was like, the only way you're gonna get out of this is if you become president of the United States. And he was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make a run for it. Honestly, for real. Like, watch. I feel like 10 years from now, we're gonna find that out. Like that's what pushed him. I think BOL means more to people than maybe you realize, plus Uncle Don. That's good. That's good. I'm excited, man. I like to hear that. I like to hear that. Yeah, I mean, I press, there's the ups and downs because, things happen. Things happen. It gets challenging. But I'm promising myself to be here every morning. Hello, high water. So make sure that nobody's coming in the room. And so today we're like, okay, so that's one of the top news story. I'm gonna get off track yet. Bitcoin, the crypto Sam Bankman-Fried FTX. I was trying to remember the name of the company. So apparently, those that have been promoting this crypto, and I knew it. Have been promoting this crypto real quick. It's Kadeem's birthday. If you're connected to him, make sure you tell him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kadeem. We talked yesterday. I told him happy early birthday. So make sure you guys tell Kadeem happy birthday. Light his page up if you want to connect to him on Facebook. If you're not, spam him in inbox him. But let him know. So FTX. So apparently those that have been promoting FTX are now in a lawsuit. I guess probably class action or however it's going to be put down from, of course, the investors, bigger investors. They're now trying to recoup what happened. I guess because they misrepresented the fact that they were sponsors and not like clients. But some of the people that talked about it had put money in. So I guess they got gains in it. So have I ever invested? I am, gotta do it like this. I am. I actually have it connected to one of my Cash App accounts where, you know how like those keep the change. So if I buy something, it rounds it, and that much goes into crypto. So I am a believer, and it's Bitcoin specifically, because Bitcoin is one of the currencies. We always say Bitcoin, but all of it's like cryptocurrency. Yes, it's an interesting, honestly, to me, all it is, right, is Bitcoin is like a stock without a company. That's what it is. And if Corey comes on, he really gonna have his way at this moment, because he never liked it because it's not backed. Most Bitcoins are not, or most cryptocurrencies aren't backed by anything tangible. It's just the belief of value, and I believe, and I honestly believe that. I'm probably getting into an argument with another, cryptocurrency fan, but it's a belief of a value. That's all it is, Jeff. It's if I, I gave you these scissors and I told you the value of it, and me and you got hyped up about the value, and we told other people that this thing is rare, it will drive the value up, right? But then 7 other people come across, they said these ain't nothing but some plastic scissors. What cost? It's just like stock speculation. Speculation and use. I think transactional use and purchasing. So more people, it's kind of just like stock. More people buying into it, it drives the price up. People pulling out of it, it drives the price down. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. People buying in. That's why Bitcoin's had such a hard hit because people pulled out. Like I think Tesla used to take Bitcoin, but then they stopped. So boom, it dropped it because that's how it went from. Uh, and honestly, I still will say I wish I just threw it in there anyway. It was Bitcoin. The coin is still worth. I think now it's at $16,000, maybe. And correct me if I'm wrong. About $16,000. I remember when Bitcoin was at $100, and they were saying all of the people that made money because they bought it at, because it starts off at $5. All the people that made money, and I felt like at $100, guess what? I had missed the boat. I was like, crypto? Oh, Bitcoin? What kind of craziness? At 100? Oh, I should have got in. One coin, right? One coin is still $16,000, right? Yes, exactly, Jeff. I'm just saying there's value in it, but it is a value that's driven by speculation and hype and transactional. Yeah, transactions. Like people still using it because people still using it. It's not like it's not being used. Now, what I will say, because how I looked at Bitcoin before, hopefully I'm not losing you guys, but I felt like Bitcoin would have been explosive. Like a lot of time you use a service that will cash you out. Basically, you trade the Bitcoin. They'll cash you out. They take the Bitcoin into their bank and they cash out. You set up an account. Before all these other ways, I don't know how you cashed out. But now there are services. I think Coinbank or something. I'm saying the name wrong, which is probably fine. Or either cash out or I'm like, Jeff, I buy those scissors for you for one, for I don't know how they break down the change in Bitcoin because it's $16,000. I'm not paying $16,000. I'm paying $5. So there's an exchange. So do they? Yeah. So see, we'll say this was the lie. Jeff is asking, do they take a cut from my podcast people? Do they take a cut? So this was the lie that I would, because it was like there were no transactional fees, right? Think about it. Every time Jeff, me and you doing anything with the bank, exchanging, even now, Cash App, I gotta get it. Somebody's getting paid. There's a transactional fee, and you're like, oh, that sucks. It'd be nice to give somebody on the other side of the country money without a transactional fee. And that's what the lie that I was told about Bitcoin, because that's what the first thing I heard: no transactional fee, instant, just like I'm right here and I'm handing you money. That's what was told at first. But you find out there is a transactional fee, and depending on the miner, the one that mined the coin, don't ask me how the coin mining works. I don't understand it totally. And whatever processing service, yeah, there's a transactional fee. Because before I thought of that. So I was Bitcoin hyped before things like Cash App, Venmo, Apple Pay. Because remember, like, think about it, Jeff. Let's travel back. Not even where we at 2020. Let's go back 15 years. Let's make it even harder. Let's go back 20 years. Internet, young, and let's go back when the mobile phones start getting popular, right? Jeff, if let's see, you're older, so your children call, say, I need money. The quickest way you can get it to them is Western Union, or they have a card attached to your bank account, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna move money into your account. Boom, instant, right? So we know Western Union's always got that nasty fee, and you got to go to the bank and boom, boom, boom. So if Bitcoin hit then, it'd have been massive. It'd have been the best thing since sliced bread, because Jeff, you were like, okay,
here's what I found.
I didn't say Siri. So I'm like, Jeff, hey, I need $100. Boom, let me go and and more likely let's say you have Bitcoin already. Boom, let me cash out some of these Bitcoin and send you $100. It'd be there in less than 30 minutes. Right. He said mine does that. Right. They have a card. But think about it. You could send me money just like that. It'd have been amazing. Bitcoin would have blew up because of its speed with transactions. Right. Because it's transaction, boom, just like that. Giving you money, boom, just like that. We all would have had a Bitcoin. We would have set up the service. We figured it out. We'd have had my watch, right? He said mine does that. Oh, my watch. Oh yeah, Siri always in my business. But so I felt like then it would have been amazing. But because Bitcoin came at the same time, all these other cash transferring options came. It kind of lessened the reason for Bitcoin. Because I felt like that when I first heard it, like, boom, you could digitally send money. Boom. It's like taking, you take currency, turn it into digital, shoot it, take it out of digital. Now it's real. I felt like that would have blew up Bitcoin a lot. Now, so there's a mining thing. There's supposed to be only a certain amount of Bitcoins created. But that's not till 2035, 2040. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be old, like, they finally finished. So, my children's children, Bitcoin's exploded and now become a thing. Like, okay, now it's a thing. But I believe it's gonna become a thing. 100%. It's not gonna die. Anybody that believes it's gonna die, you gotta understand how things usually work. He said that makes sense, right? PayPal, Venmo, Cat. Yes, right. It all kind of hurt Bitcoin. It kind of hurt one of the biggest drawers that would pull you in, And now it's just a lot of the coins are pump and dump. People get excited, buy into it. The coin dies. Those that started early cashed out, and made a lot of money. So now the schemes. So top stories. Yeah. So I don't think Bitcoin is going to die. I don't think cryptocurrency is going away. Not at all. It's going to evolve into something that we just don't really see yet. We're in that space where kind of like how Facebook was when it went public. The first thing on every stock analyst, they were saying, well, how is Facebook going to make money? Right. Let that marinate. Let that marinate. How are they going to make money? Simple. We see it now. But back then, most people didn't see it. Most people that invested in it, they're just like, hey, I use this app all the time. It's got to do something. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it can be complex. It's pretty simple. I appreciate the explanation. AD, I understand it a lot better now. Yeah. Yeah, it's simple. It's just complex getting in. Your crypto protection is not just a regular code. It's like a phrase. It's weird. It's weird. You know what the sucky part about getting older is just, and this is for me too. I'm not like dogging on Jeff. It's just grasping new concept. Like I'm sure my son could probably look it up and get it. Like he's 15. He just get it. Like, he'll understand it. He probably open up me account and it would take him a minute. Yeah, my daughter too. Like you just get it. Remember, Jeff, back in the day, you just kind of picked up on stuff. Like I don't know, you was able to, whatever it is that didn't make sense, you could push to the side and filter the stuff that made sense, and you kind of tied. Like you just got it. You just got it. Like no matter what it was, you just kind of figured it out. When you get older, it's like, oh my gosh, my figure it out button it's slow. It's broken. It just broke. And I never thought because I used to look at my parents. I'm like, you don't understand. You just boom, boom, boom. Dad, just boom. This is how you change the time on the VCR. Boom, boom, boom. This is how you schedule program. This is how you schedule to record a program. And just boom, then you go ahead and boom, then pick your channel, then boom, then time and date, boom, you're done. I don't know why you don't get it, Dad. I don't know why you don't get it. But now I understand. Your figure out button, it goes away. Like, goes away. Right. Right. My what the hey button just got bigger. Like, right. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Then we're gonna move on. We'll talk a little bit. Then I'll get out of here. But I remember I was telling a story when I think it was like 2000. It had to be like 2005. I was probably 25, probably about 30. I was 30 guys, 30. And I remember one of my sisters-in-law, they're my sister now. We've been together way long. My sisters, she had a T-Mobile Sidekick, when the phone was kind of picking up, and she was doing, I was like, hey, I need you to use the phone. And I took the phone and I stared at it. And I was like moving, trying to, and I didn't want to say it, y'all. I didn't want to say it. I was looking at this thing and I'm like, I'm not going to say it, but I got to make this phone call. How do you make a phone call on this thing? Listen, it was the hardest thing. I was like, I can't believe I can't figure out quickly how to make a phone call on this contraption. This higginbob. All right, Jeff said, I remember hooking up my in-laws VCR for them. And they thought, right, I was so smart, right? I'm telling you, it's the worst thing. You're looking at something like, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to figure this thing out. And then you're mad, like, I can't believe I can't figure this thing out. I can't believe I can't just figure this out. Like, come on, figure it out, button. I can't get it. I can't get it. So yeah. So today we're talking about what to do when you feel stuck. Like you can't figure out a phone. That's like the worst. Like just listen. I'm thankful. Like I've never tripped out about getting older. Like, people hit you with the old jokes. Now, we'll say it was rough coming to the store when the first time someone held the door for me and said, I got you, Pops. Oh, I'm Pops? Oh. Someone else held the door like, I got you, Unc. Oh, Unc? I got you, Unc. Right. Oh God. Okay. How do I turn it on? How do I turn it on? Yeah, that when you get the nickname, you're like, all right, I take that. What up, OG? Like, oh, sir. 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 I look like your daddy. Old school on the back. Right. Old school. What up, old school? Sure, you're like, I show you old school. I show you. I show you what old school could do. That gonna hurt your knee. First time, he said he almost cried. First time I got sir, like, thank you for the respect. I'm not that old. Right. Because I'm gonna show you old school. I show you what old school can do. Watch out there, young buck. I'm gonna show you. And then you start with the lingo. Watch out there, young buck. But then think about it. We do it too. Like this generation, just like our parents. This generation. What's wrong with them? As soon as you start, first time you think this generation, you an Unc, you Pops, you a sir, you old school, you OG. What up, OG? I get that. Like I said, my son, friends call you Pop. It's so funny while I'm really laughing because Sean, now you become Witherspoon from Friday. You're now Pops. You are Pops. But I think our demeanor is better. We're not as angry though. We're not as angry. I don't think we may be angry around them kids, them children. We a little angry, but where you are? Put your feet there. Put your feet off my couch. You just gonna flop on the couch like that? You go to your own house acting like that? Your mama let you act like that? All right. So today, what to do when you feel stuck? What to do when you feel stuck? a lot of times in your journey in life, and you're deciding to do something different. And this is kind of like a prerequisite, just kind of something to think about as you step off and pursue. Okay, you said at least you're the cool dad. Okay, your dad is cool. He ain't like mine. That's good. That's good. You got the cool dad. You still out there playing ball, old school. You still out there. You can get out there with them. So what I'm about to say. So when you get like getting stuck, right? Okay, hold on. It's a perfect example. I had to swipe out because somehow I got onto these stupid emojis and I got you there. He said I couldn't get back to the Texans. I've been there. Annoying. Oh, wait, you said what? I thought I was going to have to. Right. Listen, when in doubt, turn that joker off. I'm going to turn this off and we're going to restart. The worst, though, Jeff, is when you turn stuff off and you turn stuff back on. Everything's like, hey, I remember where you was at. Let me help you out. Like, no. I need to start over. Don't go back to where I was at. I wish. We can't do that no more. Take the battery out of my phone. Right. That's when you keep going back to the screen that you was at. Like, okay, I don't need you to restore where I was at. I need you to send me to someplace new. Oh man. Okay. Stuck. And honestly, like, those are those moments, right? Oh, this is good. So when you are stuck, when you are in a place where you can't figure out how to make a phone call, when you can't figure out how to get rid of the emojis and go back to the text feature, what do you do? Like, how do you move forward? I just want to text. How do you do something different? And a lot of times we try to figure out, how did I get into the space? How did I turn these emojis on? I didn't do this. I didn't push that button. How did I get here? And it takes a little bit of reflection. It takes some patience. I think one of the main things to stop feeling like you're stuck is having patience with yourself and look at the journey that you're taking, because even in a consistency, Sean said, I asked for help real quick. It does not bother my ego to ask. That's good. That's a big one. You definitely got to get into a space of asking for help. Like, I'm just feel like my life is stuck. I feel like I'm stuck in the space. You said, right. Jeff says, you know what I figured out, AD? A lot of it has to do with pride. Yep. Just like Sean said, dealing with that ego. Because you're right. I've sat on things and just like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to get this. And like I've edited videos and I've, with the programs, I'm trying new stuff. And like you said, my figured out button is gotten harder to push. And honestly, I've got my children involved. Like, there was some things I was doing. I was like, here's a YouTube. Here's a program. I need you to figure this out for me. They're like, all right. And I come back and they did it. And I was like, I got it, And when you're feeling stuck, when you feel like you're in a place that movement is not happening, you got to get into a space to be able to reach out, be able to be a part of a community where other ideas can maybe help you get out of that space. Because sometimes, like, I don't know, like, you're never above getting input from other sources or other people. You're never above, connecting just to help get your figure it out right, help get your thinking right. You're never above that. And sometimes we are, that wasn't very bright, brother. Oh. sometimes you're not above making sure your phone is charged before you change plans. So he said, Sean says, and you said, knowing I have a good circle of friends, I can depend on, right, Purposeful Forever Crew, This Temple family, yeah. Reaching out, using the resources you have to figure out how to get over that hump. And sometimes even if everybody has suggestions or ideas and they talk to you about certain things and it helps you begin to kind of move forward, to kind of offer alternative ways of thinking about stuff. And even if you don't use what's said, but it triggers something, because that happens. Like, it's like, yeah, I thought about that. I thought about that. Then two people say two different ideas, and you're like, oh, that's what I didn't think about. And you kind of mix them, and you're like, oh, all right, I appreciate it. Now I can move forward. Now I can feel like I'm making progress. Because for the most part, like, once you take a step towards a different direction, you're making progress every single day. You're having opportunities in front of you, like being on here. It's never a non-learning moment. Like, I learned something new either about you guys in my audience or my brothers here on screen. Like, every day there's something new that I learned. Like, oh, I didn't realize you did that, or you looked at things like that. I never realized that was your situation growing up. I never realized some of the struggles that you had. And a lot of times, getting out of that feeling of stuck is just as simple as having a conversation. Just talking it out with somebody else, bouncing it off of people. But like I said, and like my brothers have said, you can get caught up in that pride, that ego, that feeling like I can't ask for help. I can't ask for help. I don't, I can't ask for help. And it's tougher if you feel like you're in a position that I should know better. That's the hardest one. Man, I should know better. I should know better. I should know how to get out of this. But sometimes you just may need your stuckness may need a push. You need some encouragement. You need someone to tell you something that you don't see. And that's that's a big one. What I realized, like, as much as you may think you know about yourself, and moments of being stuck, someone can point something out to you that you have not seen. And I seek that a lot. And it's not like a need for an external validation. You don't ever want to get into a point where people have to validate you. It's kind of like you have to know for yourself, this is what I'm great at. I'm good at this. And whatever way of encouragement that you pull it, like, people come see me. I don't have a huge audience, but folks come. I'm obviously offering something. People hang out with me a whole hour, and I see, like, sometimes numbers stay the same. I don't get a whole bunch of comments, but obviously I'm impacting somebody, especially the way, this social media works. You can't really just click out of it. There's no background radio button, which is pretty cool. I found that out on TikTok. So you kind of have to just stay. They're here. They may have you small screened on the app. You're scrolling with the phone sitting to the side, but they're here and they're listening. So, one, I appreciate that. So obviously they're getting something out of this. They're getting something out of each of these broadcasts. And my hope is that I'm helping nudge you a little bit, just to think of things a little different. Like, we live in a rat race of work, bills, family. Work, bills, family, connections, work, build, family, friends, and sometimes we just gotta find a way to make sure that it all makes sense. If that makes sense, what am I? Because you get into that point where it's like, am I having an impact? What am I doing this for? Um, you know, is there more? He said, let's see. He said that one, understand that. I've even had people who say to me as a manager, you should know that. You should know that, right? Right. He said 100% BOL wasn't here, everyone. I was, oh, I appreciate that, Jeff. What's up, Richard? Good morning, sir. And I lost my train of thought real quick. But knowing your way, knowing what you're trying to build. Sometimes you don't know, right? Like, for instance, for me, and I feel like I've seen my dad in this position. Like, I grew up old school. Parents and kids didn't really conversate. Well, ours didn't. I'll take that back. In our household, we didn't really talk a lot. And I would see my dad sit on the corner on the edge of his bed some mornings. And I always had that vision. I wonder, what was he thinking about? What was on his mind? Financially it was cool. Like, he had, we had a landscaper, so he never really had to worry about outside, especially at least by the time I came around, because my parents had me later, so they were 40 by the time I was born. And I always wondered what he was thinking. And I know for me, years ago, 10 years plus, I would get up and, man, like, why am I here? What is the impact that I am supposed to have? What am I supposed to be doing? And I always think, like, was my dad asking those questions? Was he thinking about that stuff? And because I think about that, I've thought about that a lot before I started BOL, before I made big leaps in my life to change the direction, my trajectory. And so if you're asking those questions, you're feeling like you're stuck, start searching, begin to answer those questions, begin finding ways to have impact in your community. What can I connect to that will have impact and help me feel fulfilled? Like, what is it that I need to connect to? What is in front of me? What is around me? Who's around me? My goal is to encourage you guys to stay connected to a community, whether it be BOL or your local community, someone that you can talk to, and that you can share with as well, right? You don't have to be in such a space where you're always having to get preached at or get a word at, but somewhere where you can speak and talk about your testimony and things that you're dealing with, or things that you've overcame, basically. Richard says different strokes, different folks, and family can be blood family and people who you choose them to be. Indeed, said Jeff Carlin. So what do you understand about Bitcoin? He says, sometimes we don't see or realize the effect we have. It wasn't until I retired I started having guys that work for me tell me what a positive impact I had on them. But I have no idea at the time. Right. I was making an impact, to be honest. Right. At first, I didn't know who they were talking who they were talking me. You sure you meant to tell me that it was another Jeff? I listen. I totally understand. Like, that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part, because you're having impact every day because people are watching. People are watching. People are watching. I had to realize that people are watching. Everywhere you go, any space you're in, people are watching. I promise you, like, opportunities come based on your interaction. I'll say this. like I used to work for Costco, right? Like, I knew anybody that I could put on, I had to make sure they had at least a work ethic. Like, they're gonna come to work. Listen, I can't say that you'll figure it out or you'll do well at whatever job they give, but you will come. And I've known people that's like, yeah, man, I need me a job. But I always hear them talk about how they get no more work, how they don't come to work, how they figure ways to do whatever. And if these conversations outside of a job matter, Like they ingrain in people's heads. Your character ingrains in folks' heads. Like what you say, what you think outside of a business space or a the pressure to perform space, they ingrain in people's heads. Um, and so your connection and how you connect matters. And I encourage anyone to be a part of community that'll help them, but you need to add value as well. You know, and what he said, don't right there. Don't mess up my name with yo foolishness. Yo foolishness. Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah. Because yeah, you get that discount, or you got that because you with Costco I can give out cards and your foolishness. Your foolishness. And so your connections and how you connect. My main thing today about feeling stuck is to have a plan. Have a plan. And I was talking to Brian a couple of days ago and he was telling me about some things. I was like, man, I know this stuff. I know this stuff. And one of the things is just writing it down, to have a plan. He said, one thing that is so powerful about BOL is your consistency. I saw BOL years ago. I came back last year maybe and just still here. And that's when I plugged in. Wow. Wow. Because we're still here. Making it happen. Oh, sorry. Hey, is that all Siri? That was good though. Listen, to get one letter off, that's good. Because Siri doesn't never say what I wanted to say. Like it says the worst stuff. Like, I can't Siri, I didn't even say that. I did not say that. But yeah, it definitely like your connections with your community, you're giving back into your community, being a part is important. Being a part helps change some things. And like I said, you're not gonna always know that. How can I say it? You're not gonna always know that you have an impact till later. That's probably the best thing. And it's funny, Jeff, that you said it. Like Periscope days. I used to go live and do things, and sometimes I would share it at Facebook or whatever. And I would have people come in sometimes, and I had to talk like, man, am I really having impact? Am I really helping anybody? People just kind of watching because they ain't got nothing else to do. Are you really watching it? I told you I went to work after, and one of the ladies who had never said anything, like, oh man, I heard your message, love it. Okay. People are listening, so it pushes my consistency. It keeps me coming on every morning. It keeps me staying in this space. I'll say the thing is, at first, I used to be in a space where I'm looking, for lack of a better person, like Oprah Winfrey, to see it and to put me up on the platform, to give me a new audience, or give me not a new audience, a bigger audience. It's a hard thing to gauge, right? It's a hard thing to gauge or measure. It is. That's true. But now for me, it's more of just creating, to coin an ET or Eric Thomas phrase, building my own table, building my own kind of platform where not only I'm having impact, but I'm giving others an opportunity in the space to have an impact. Right. Be the microphone you need. Yes. I can tell a story about that one. But yeah, definitely to be a space where others can grow as well, have an opportunity to have an impact in this space, and to branch off. And I'm working on that as well. But yeah, this is just like a launching platform, a space to get people to hear a great message and connect and to grow. But know that no one thing or words matter and make a difference. You're creating a space for exchange and growth. Yeah. And I think that's the main thing is the exchange part. like I want to increase the exchange. Like I'm considering like having like even doing a town hall Zoom kind of thing. Just trying to build something more connective, if that makes sense. But yeah, Brothers of Legacy, Purposeful Forever, Sisters of Legacy, all building brands of village and relationships and things of that nature. Trying to build something strong, a higher quality of unity, where no one has to feel alone. You know, because you get lonely in this world sometimes, and you just need to know there's some kind of connection you have out there, somebody you can talk to, somebody you can ask for help, because sometimes sometimes it's not money that I need. It's just a connection, it's some advice, you know, what direction to take, you know, just something to break me out, to get me out of this stuck position. All right, so prayerfully you've gotten something out of this morning. Make sure you share, make sure you let everybody know that the brothers are on every day. Oh, that's not really true. Every week, Tuesday through Friday. He said, "I do it. A town hall would be an awesome thing." I'm gonna try to put something like that together. Do a Zoom, shoot it out. But listen. I'm gonna shoot it out through my text message group. I'm gonna shoot it out through my text message group. So make sure you're a part of it. Text LW into 84576. Text LW into 84576. Mama Core, I appreciate you. Thank you for always being part of these conversations. I pray that you're getting a lot of value as well. And I know, got to get your dad jokes in. I got you. Tomorrow, we got you. So we appreciate you guys for being here. Oh, you're just going to throw it up there? I got you, Jim. I got you. So make sure you are staying connected to us. Text LW into 84576. Text LW into 84576. Never miss a broadcast. Never miss an episode. Always know what's happening in the Brothers of Legacy world, as well as the other networks of Sisters Legacy and Purposeful Forever. And if you've been following Purposeful Forever, we're coming back. I know we've had, you know, some things going on, but we'll be back on. So again, it's funny, like used to my folks with the last minute chatter. So 988, you or someone you love having a mental health crisis, dial 988. And he said, I'm not important. If people want to scare me, I'll enjoy. He said, I'll enjoy the conversation. Let's chat. He said, what, for real? Okay, so all you need my social. Okay. It's 999-99-999. Yeah, I was the ninth one born. So 988, you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis. Make sure you dial 988. Listen, if you're from that era, you know exactly where you saw that. Call me for a good time. So, I'm sorry. All right, 988, you or someone you love. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you more. Jesus loves you better. Continue to pray. Continue to stay focused. Make good choices, guys. We head into the weekend. I think spring break is about to happen soon for some people. Be safe. And we'll see you tomorrow on the bathroom wall. Right. Oh, a good time. We'll see you guys. Peace out. And again, happy birthday, Kaneem. Make sure you shout him out.